Welcome back, guys. Round 2. We are on the draw. My opponent kept. This is a keep. It has both colors. It has turn 2 Shambling Ghoul, which is worse on the draw. But it has turn 2 and 3 play, and it does have Rogue's Passage for the late game. So we're going to keep. We do get to draw, and we'll see what we're up against. Deck performed very well against my opponent, even through my mistakes. So up against an Evolving Wild, so we don't know yet. Let's start out with the Swamp. I guess technically you start out with the Mountain, so your opponent thinks you have Fiery Impulse, but they're not gonna not play their turn 2 card just because you have Fiery Impulse, so it doesn't matter. Am I gonna see a Shambling Ghoul? I am. Alright, so alright, that's good if we draw our Suppression Bonds. I don't like that I don't have any removal in this hand, but I do like that I get to play Deadbridge Shaman, Scout, Bricklebore. Green can be pretty good in these sorts of decks if it just curves out very well. I see a Shaman or a Valerian Warden. It's kind of a must-block creature. Alright, we'll save Call of the Full Moon for now. Here, I like keeping my guys on defense for now. If he just attacks, I'll block his Ghoul with my Shaman. Well, maybe not. Maybe I just block Shaman. It doesn't matter too much. The Shaman trades for one of them. Sure, he's going to take this turn to read the bones, which is a good turn to do it. Like I was saying during the draft, you got to be careful with read the bones in this format because you don't want to do it if you want to. Like, he has a board presence, so it's okay. But if you just have nothing on turn 1 and 2 and you spend your turn 3 playing a 3-drop like Read the Bones or Nissa's Pilgrimage, you just kind of get shafted for it, and it's not great. Alright, another land is not awesome. Let's think. We could play... Well, we can't really play 2 spells because Call of the Full Moon is awkward. We're not going to show him Rogue's Passage yet. We could play Scout and let our Shambling Ghoul attack. We could play Call of the Full Moon on Deadbridge. Then he can double block. Or just let me get in for a lot of damage. Or block with 1 and take 3. He's going to have 5 mana next turn, so I assume he can play 2 spells. And then he gets to hit back. The Scout just lets me get in for 2 damage right now, though. So I like keeping Call of the Full Moon in my hand for when I have Bricklebore. So let's go ahead and play this Scout now and just hit for 2 off the Shambling Goblin. Put it to good use. One green open means maybe Might of the Masses, probably, if anything. Could also have Aerial Volley, which is not a main deckable card. Alright, and we just hit for 2 here. Yep. Alright. Could be a big turn for our opponent. Could have Rock Smaller. Plenty of cards in his hand, so we'll see. We'll see if he attacks too. I don't mind taking any damage off the Goblin, but I will block this Valerian Warden with my Deadbridge Shaman And I'm always cautious of cards like Titanic Growth and Might of the Masses, but I'm always usually fine if we're kind of at parity if an opponent trades one of his pump spells for one of my creatures, so long as it's not going to set me too far back, because cards like Might of the Masses, I think you should kind of hold on to them until you can form a win out of them, but it's not always wrong to just use it to get rid of one of your opponent's creatures. Deadbridge Shaman, also pretty neat card, because it always gets a card out of their hand. It's really annoying to play against because, you know, it dies really easily, but you also don't usually want to discard that card. So probably going to see Rock Smaller here. It's a 5-drop. Maybe, maybe not. Looks like my opponent is trying to figure out what to play. I will keep in mind there was a very early Jiraga Invocation at my table, or in my pod, I guess I should say. Alright, he's going to go with 4-drop. No, he's thinking about it. He's just going to pass. Do I take the block here? I think I'm fine just taking damage, right? He's probably going to follow up with a 5-drop anyway. I'll just take 2. He's like showing me he has potentially some sort of pump spell. Alright, that's not the worst card that could have happened. I wish I hadn't drawn a land there, but we did. I'm going to get Prickle Boar onto the field. And then following turn, let me think, I can play Rogue's Passage. 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe he just like kills Prickle Boar here. Could have Might of the, or I'm sorry, Wild Instincts, Reave Soul. With 5 cards in my opponent's hand, I'll say he's better positioned right now. I have 7 lands, 10 left in the deck, so about a third of my draws are still lands. And the fact that my opponent has a number of different plays here is kind of interesting. I think it's worth like considering the fact that he has a pump spell in his hand because of the way he played last turn, like tapping and then changing his mind. Alright, he's gonna leave back. We draw another land. I'm gonna Rogue's Passage up Prickle Boar, I think. 1, 2, 1, 3, 4. Yeah. I do want to have Prickle Boar tapped so it doesn't die to Jiraga Invocation. He could have a 5-mana kill spell. There was an Unholy Hunger that I saw. If he plays a kill spell, then so be it. We'll leave up Fiery Impulse now, even though we don't have Fiery Impulse. And we'll see if we can attack him for 5 here. This way, pump spells don't do anything in this situation. Alright, he's got the Unholy Hunger. Yep. Does not gain the 2 off of it. Tragic. Okay. Well, I traded my 5-mana creature for his 5-mana spell, even though I did pay more with Rogue's Passage for mine. There's nothing else I could have done that turn. Do have a lot of removal left in our deck, and still have this called the Full Moon, even though it's not good in this scenario. What do you got? Show me a 4-drop, maybe? I wouldn't like to see Somberwald Alpha here. That would be bad. If it's just like another Pharika's Disciple, I can live with that. Read the Bones I would like to draw. What did he cast? Wild Instincts. Okay. Discards a Leaf Gilder. Attacks for 4. Alright, he's coming in hot. Let's see. I'm thinking about just double blocking Valerian Warden. That way I take 6, go down to 10. This thing renowns and then it's a problem, but I can still draw a Reeve Soul or Cruel Revival or a number of things to deal with it. And then Shambling Goblin's not too much of a threat. Alright, so let's... Oh, he does draw a card this way too. I could also just do this. That way he doesn't draw a card. I take 4 this way, but he still has 3 creatures. I'm going to do this. I don't want him drawing the card. Then he has something. Okay, Rune Servitor is fine. Cobble Brute also not bad. And that leaves him with 1 card in hand now. Cobble Brute also not amazing. Sorry every time I put up a video I accidentally clicked the news there, but let's see. If he attacks all in, I block. Oh, I do again want to stop him from drawing extra cards. But I can call the Full Moon Cobble Brute and win in 2 turns. That's assuming he draws nothing and can't deal 12 to me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the following turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not great. Probably just trade Cobble Brute for something here. Trade or kill off Rune Servitor. See how he attacks. Okay, this says Combat Trick to me. If he does kill my Shambling Ghoul, though, I just have nothing left. What's the worst thing that could happen here? I think I'm just going to leave Shambling Ghoul back. So let's go to blocks. See if I can trade Brute here. If he has Might of the Masses or Titanic Growth, he can save it. Okay, he just takes it. I'm down to 10 now. And he plays some big 6-drop. Wow. Oh, Jesus. That's not good for us. We're going to have a very hard time winning this game. Yeah, very hard time. Okay. Dragon Fodder just does some dorky blocks here. And I can't even play Call of the Full Moon. Okay, awkward. Trying to think, like, what do I even want to see here? See, last time I drafted, I had Tragic Arrogance, so I always had an out to this sort of situation, but in this sort of deck, like, once your opponent has... That's the thing about Origins. Once your opponent has, like, 2 or 3 more creatures than you do, it's very hard to keep up. Alright, I can't block Orchard Spirit. Okay. I imagine I'm going to see Might of the Masses on Orchard Spirit. Right now I'm taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Draw a Mountain. Alright. I'm pretty sure I just lose this game though. Let's see. Cruel Revival does not get me back a zombie. Fleshbag Marauders, bad here. Alright, and land. Okay, I'm willing to pack it in now. We'll go to game 3. We drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands that game, so that's a consideration, but we also just fell behind. Our opponent's got a good deck. He's got those 2 3s. He does have... I like 1 Dark Dabbling. We also didn't see any of a removal. I think we can play the control game pretty well here. I like Active Treason. Call of the Full Moon has just not been doing very well. I just haven't had a chance to play it. And in his deck where he has like Death Touchers and removal, I think I'm going to cut it. Wild Instinct, stuff like that. Just makes it much worse. Dark Dabbling at least lets me kind of draw cards and trade things evenly. So we're going to go like this. Dragon Fodder doesn't do very much here. Return Centaur, however, doesn't do much either. And he's got a nice curve deck. That's the thing about the green decks. Even though people say green's the worst color, it does curve very well. Minus like the 3 slot. But yeah, I'll play first. Let's see what happens. And of course we draw 1 lander, so let's throw it back. And then here we draw an awkward 6-hander, but it does have Reef Soul. If we draw another black, we can't even flip Liliana yet, but this will do. I don't love it. Wish I could scry. I'll keep. My opponent kept, and I'll start off with a mountain and pass. Sure. Anything but land. Anything but land. Okay, well, that's fine. Now I want to see a swamp or another 3-drop creature. Even a 2-drop would be fine. Probably Fiery Impulse, whatever he plays here. No, I will not Fiery Impulse that one, though. Although if, dang, another land. If he plays a 3-drop that, well, I don't think he's going to play a 3-drop that just doesn't die to either of these, so. Also, it would have to be hasty for that Bonded Construct to be relevant. So I'm thinking Fiery Impulse, his 3-drop if I can, if not, Reef Soul it. And if it's something, well, I don't know what I'm going to draw, so. What you playing? Sure, I will Reef Soul that. And drawing more land. This is not good. I need to not be drawing land right now. Yeah, Reef Soul here so that the construct can't attack. And then I'm just in very bad shape. I need Read the Bones or something. Unless my opponent's on all lands too, which I doubt. Probably plays a Disciple here. Okay. Who's he targeting? Okay. I will Impulse this Force Mage because anything he plays after this turn is probably not dying to Fiery Impulse. We need to get a board presence very fast. Sure. That's awkward because it doesn't get anything back for us. I won't play end of turn though, unless he plays something crazy, because he does have high-end creatures that we don't want to see. If I'm going to draw a land, I would love to draw the Swamp now. I actually wouldn't be disappointed with Fleshbag Marauder. 5-drop, Priest of the Bloodright. So we're definitely killing that. 5/5. But we're still behind on the race. Opponent just has a ridiculous deck. And at least he takes 2 each turn at this rate. Read the Bones. Okay. I hate playing that into this board, but probably should have left that Swamp untapped. Do I just keep both of these? I can hold up. Yeah, Servitor is going to draw me another card. Caves gives me access to Liliana if everything else fails. Yeah, we'll draw both of them. And then I can trade Rune Servitor for Bonded Construct. Still behind. He could just play or go untap, play Woodland Bellower here, and then I'm very, very far behind. Yeah, let's see if this works. Not going to kill his 2/2 because at least that way we're on the same page. Wow, draw a land off that. Orchard Spirit. And he just plays creatures. Okay, that's fine. This turn we can Liliana plus Acolyte. Alright, he didn't play Bellower's last turn, so I don't think he has it, but he does still just have 2 cards in hand. Probably just block something with Liliana if he attacks. Orchard Spirit I can't really deal with. Alternatively, I could block with Acolyte that flips Liliana. And then next turn I could Liliana to get back Rune Servitor, but that doesn't even seem good. If I block here, he probably just lets it happen though, right? Man, this is not good. I think I'm gonna trade Acolyte for something. That way it flips Liliana and I'm still left with a 2/2. Let's see what he's got. Sure. We run into a pretty bad spot here. We're going to have to draw very well. Oh, that's not good for us either. What do we want to see? Macabre Waltz would be good here. Okay. Seismic Elemental. How good is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We play it. Liliana goes up to 5. Maybe he attacks. He probably just attacks us though. Alternatively, we can get back our Acolyte. But then we just lose Liliana. We could also get back our 2/2. I think we really just need to race here, so let's play this guy. Do we attack with the zombie though? It does get him down to 14. He takes 2 down to 12. Gonna play this. Gonna make him discard. He discards a land. He has the Foundry though, that's a problem. Yeah. It's not good. He has 2 in hand. And assuming Liliana doesn't die, I wouldn't be disappointed if he sent Orchard Spirit at Liliana, though. Excuse me. I can also Rogue's Passage up the Seismic Elemental and try to race him that way. That way he's dead in 2 turns between his Priest and the Elemental. If he attacks with Visionary, I'm blocking. Okay, they're both going at Liliana. He wants me to block this and save Liliana, but I'm not going to do that. Because if I don't kill his Priest, I can still just do what I was saying and try and win in 2 turns. He could just kill Liliana here with a pump spell, but then he's losing a card from his hand the same way. This way I get to still keep Lily, though. It's going to be tough, but it's close. Between his Priest and my Seismic Elemental, I do have lethal. I have Liliana to get rid of a card in his hand. Alright. We draw. Dragon Fodder's good. It does give me multiple blockers. If he has Unholy Hunger, I don't love it. So let's start off with Dragon Fodder. That way I can make him discard. Probably a land, yep. And then maybe he has Unholy Hunger, yeah. Do I attack with the zombie as well? I do have goblins back on defense. Well, he can crack the Foundry and trade, but that's not terrible for us. I like just leaving the zombie back as another target for Rogue's Passage if it comes that close. Let's see if we can just get him down here. Alright, it's on to you. Okay, he uses the Foundry. Jiraga's Invocation would be so bad here. As it stands, if we don't die, he dies to his Priest. It's a big if. I want him to send people at Liliana. What happens if he does play Jiraga Invocation? I can't block these 3, so I take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If he has that, I'm dead. I can't do anything about it. What about Titanic Growth? 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 4 is 8. What about Might of the Masses? 4 is 9. He didn't play anything last turn, so I think the one card that he already had in hand isn't a huge game changer, but he did draw something. The plan right now is to Rogue's Passage, Seismic Elemental, and then let his Priest do the extra 2 damage to him, but things have to go right for that. I'm thinking Liliana, if he still has a card in his hand. Let's see if I get another turn first. Liliana could return basically Servitor and Acolyte if it takes no damage. Alright, let's see what your attacks look like. Alright, so this dude's coming at me, Orchard Spirit, and Lithopter at Liliana. Yes. So Liliana is gonna die, and then I go down to 9. He might just want me to put a goblin there so that he can, like, make my goblin bigger, but I'm not gonna do that. What's the play now? Yeah. Okay. I'll sack the goblin. Then he has to... Oh, he sacked off the guy. Jeez. Okay. So what happens now? If I attack with the elemental, he goes down to 2. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 unblockable damage. And then I have blocks for his guys. It's kind of what I got to do, right? Alright. I attack with both. Alright, he's got to kill me this turn or deal with my elemental, which is possible. Oh, that Marauder was so good. What do you got? Damn, that just wins, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 5 is 9. Jeez, that's exactly lethal. Okay, well. No way to block any of these besides the Visionary, so yeah, good game. Yep, he's got me. Well, I'll see you guys in round 3. We did lose that, but I think we made a huge comeback for drawing almost nothing for the beginning of the game. My opponent's deck is also just very good. He's got the Priest, he's got a lot of good things, so we'll give it to him, and I'll see you guys in round 3. Alright, bye.